because she decided to use the back door. Well, you know what they say, backdoor guests are best. Hello, I'm Taren S, and I've been brewing magic for a very long time now. Come on in, let's brew some together. Hello, hello! I'm so excited to see everyone here today. I just want to say thank you to all of you witches, and which have been so kind and left comments on all of my videos. I have learned so much. You guys know some good stuff is what I'm saying. All right. Now I know some of y'all are leaning in thinking that, ooh, we're going to talk cursings. And instead I decided to go and ask members of the House of Witchcraft, the different witches that are here in San Diego, and also our global group, on what is your good cursing? What's a good cursing to you? And I was really surprised at all of the different answers I got. And so I wrote them all down. Unfortunately, I can't have the Cottage witches to sit here and for all of us to talk. I want you to know, though, that we are on countdown until we can have a small group of us here in the cottage safely. It's looking like here in the next couple of weeks, we should be able to. So I'm really excited about that. So yes, the coven is coming back to the channel. And with that said, I want to start going through some of these witches. Okay. And let's see. Oh, actually, my first on the list is Chris and Zach. When I asked them what their favorite cursing was, all right, was mirror magic. They just send it back to them. And they also like putting people in the freezer. That's where you put like their name or an image, a tag lock, into an ice water, freeze it, or you put it into some tin foil, wrap it up, and put it in the freezer. All right. And our dear witch, my dearest moon sister, Andrea, she likes to X people out, and she will make this where she said she stands there and is like, all right, universe, I know you brought the person for a reason. Teach me what I need to know and get these people out of my life. I just want them gone. X them out. That's a cursing for her. All right. And of course, one of our really creative witches, Donna, she likes to put you in a mason jar, and if you've been really bad, she likes to put dog shit in the jar with you. And, ooh, Mary had a really good one that I liked. Mary likes to point at it. Okay, and she was telling the story about a neighbor that was just doing some stuff that they ought not to, and they just weren't being neighborly. And so Mary saw him standing outside, went and stood in her window and pointed and said, I hope you get what you deserve. She left it up to the universe to see what crud this person was being. And in the process, she told us the story, he had some bad luck, he lost his job, he got in trouble, and all sorts of things. So pointing's powerful. Oh, and one of my all-time favorites is Ashiana, who is a millennial witch, likes to flush you down the toilet. She will write your name on toilet paper, wrap it up with a couple of little yuckies that are, say, flushable, and she likes to flush you down the toilet. All right. Iris had a really good one. She likes to take a picture, put X's through your eyes, and put nails in that, and then burn the picture. With the idea of, again, let the universe give this person what they deserve. Autumn is another one of our mason jar witches, and she will put you in the jar with anything that she can find that she said is rancid, old, smelly, rusty. And she also likes to put broken pieces of mirror in her jar, okay? And then Dana, who is one of our dark demon witches, she dances with demons, says that the first thing she does is send her demons to haunt their dreams. And I'm like, ooh, don't piss her off. Now, Gwen likes to do blessing cursings. That's where she creates a sigil message, puts ouchy herbs and spices in there, and bay leaves with varying messages. She likes to sort of, if you've learned your lesson, if you're aware of what's happening, if you know what you did is bad, she leaves this little way out, so to speak, where she put a little blessing. Now that you've learned, may good things happen to you. But if you don't learn, may continually shitty things happen to you. And I found it all really fascinating when we're talking about what's a good cursing. Nobody talked about killing. Nobody talked about using a doom candle or a doom, death unto my enemies type scenario. For most of these witches, a good cursing was that these people get the energies that they've created. These people get what they deserve, and they left it up to the universe. Now, I did ask a couple of other magic folk, and which when I asked them the question, they got lost in the academics of that, well, what is a cursing? And trying to define it. And that's where we have to be careful with, you get so lost in the academic, the theory of it, or trying to define the word, that you're not conveying applicable knowledge. All right, you're not a practitioner of it, you're just over there reading about it. And I thought that was fascinating, that there was these couple of people that I'd be like, so what's a good cursing? And they're like, well, I don't do cursings because I don't ever wish death on anybody, but I do hexes, and I'll put a jinx and all this other stuff. And it made me realize we have to be really careful with the words we use, on how my meaning of the word cursing to your meaning of the word cursing. All right. When I say I'm cursing up on somebody, does that mean I'm wishing like some generational, what is it? What's that Bell Witch up north? It's she cursed the land, she cursed the farm, she cursed all generations. It was basically a blood curse, Nobody offered that one up, all right? Nobody was, their go-to is, and, for all of your firstborn sons for the next 15 generations, may they have bad luck. I didn't hear anything like that. I heard a lot about righteous vengeance, that, if somebody's doing this, then I need to do this, okay? And that fair to it. I gave you a quick rundown on these witches, but there was conversations, discussing the mirror magic and just sending it all back. And for some folks, it's like, well, is that a cursing? Well, for Zach and for Chris, yes, that is their cursing. If they're going to curse on you, they're going to use mirror magic, and that we all define some words differently, and to lean in and maybe ask a question if you're not sure. Don't get lost in the meanings of words and worry about, am I technically cursing somebody, or am I jinxing them, or is this a hex? Honey, all those words are so interchangeable. And I got books all up and around this cottage that'll give you 10 different definitions for each of them, because every author has their own definition of it. So when you're leaning into this type of magic, all right, first you got to figure out where it is for you. What are you looking for? What's your intent? All right, and how you handle it. All of these are valid curses, okay, on different ways, to return some crap energy out there. And for every witch, there's a way. There is no one curse that we all do. There is no one curse in history that works for none of that. All right, I know, I'll go find a book and I'm going to find the best curse possible. A good cursing is based on fair. I was just telling a joke about, for me, a good cursing. if somebody's gossiping up on me and all they're saying is just terrible things, all right, I think a good cursing for that person would be to wish upon them foul breath, all right? So that way, as they're speaking all those lies, as they're just saying, wicked things, that what's coming out is foul breath, so that everybody turns their head away, all right? That's like energy to like energy. It's also working within the same element as well, because speech is within air. And so putting it back into air, that's where I came up with the idea of foul breath, all right? You want to make sure that your reaction is, like I said, like energy to the action. What they did, what you did, what the situation's about, how you react to that situation, that it is done within that fair, all right? And like, I just thought it was so fascinating, all the different responses that I got. And the reality of it is most of it is basic defense magic. If you slap me, I'm going to slap you back type things. If you're mean to me, I'm going to give you a little meanness back. All right? And I know some of you new witches are like, what about karma? And karma doesn't have a place in this. Why not? Well, first, the Western definition of karma is not karma, all right? We westernized karma to say that if I do something bad, then something bad's going to happen to me. That's not what karma's about. Karma, when we take it within the context that we're doing it, because it's through karma that nirvana happens and then we experience dharma. All right? It's a totality of our life. All right? From start to finish. Okay? The totalitarian of your life can create a negative karma. All right? The total of your life can create a positive karma. Okay? And slapping somebody that's a crappy ass person, this is me personal, I ain't talking on this, I'm just saying what I think. I sort of think it's neutral karma points. That's how I interpret it. But I know that I live a good life. I know I'm a generous person. I know I'm honest. I know I always try to bring my best, okay? And I feel the total of my life is good karma. If I choose now to curse on somebody that don't deserve a cursing, and I'm working at a balance, then that does mean that the universe can sort of probably, whip around me and give me a little bit of my comeuppance, give me exactly back what I deserve, all right? So, yeah, if you're out doing shit you ought not to do, then you're probably going to have some bad luck, no luck, or just not, that good. I don't know how to say it. It don't feel right inside, or at least that's how it is for me. All right. Because I have moments where it don't matter what the person's done. Myself says, nah, just leave it be. Okay. The universe will take care of it. The universe knows more than I do. And I'm going to give faith to that. And I'm going to ask that the universe helps this person to find whatever it is they need to find so that they're at peace, so that they can be part of the community. All right? So I guess in a way, I'll flip it around and do a blessing on that person, because that's what feels right to do. Okay? So about being in tune with the situation, with the energies, and at that moment, a decision. And each decision is each witch's, each, situation, each individual, all right? And just like this list that I gave y'all, every one of these witches does it different, all right? So you got to find your way. What works for you when you're working within righteous vengeance, okay? And developing that and making sure that when you use it, you do it fairly, That's what I'm saying. That's a good cursing. All right? All right, witches, I hope this helps y'all out. And of course, if you're liking what you're hearing, please go to witchcraft.com. Sign up for our newsletter. And of course, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Yes, I upload videos at least 2-3 times a week. I want to thank all y'all for joining me here today. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.